Hi, it's Neil here from Wedding Help NI, and I'm along with Jenna. You're laughing at me, Jenna. So you're taking the hand out of me today. I'm saying nothing. And of course, it is Wedding Help, the Wedding Help podcast. You can find everything you need to know about weddings at www.weddinghelpni.com. And our guest today is Trisha from Trisha's Bespoke Ceremonies.
Exactly,
We got
Dale.
there.
You got
spot
there.
on there.
You did.
We
well
got
done.
there and ended up. We got there and ended
How
up.
are you today?
I am great. Having a brilliant time. Thoroughly enjoying the crack.
Good.
Is this your first time doing a podcast?
Yes.
And I should say we're Belle Isle Estate here. We have a lovely bar in the
I know, it's
background. Don't we?
gorgeous.
It's beautiful, isn't
It's
it?
lovely and warm.
So
Right.
we're Belle Isle Estate here, and we're along with Trisha. Trisha, how did you get started as a celebrant, or how did that come about? I suppose take us on your journey.
Yes, well, I'll take you on the journey, and I'll have two sons going, Mother, why are you telling this? But anyway, so both my sons had celebrant-led weddings.
Right, yeah.
And they were both very different weddings, but I just loved how personal they were.
Aye.
And the little attention to detail things, and how everybody was incorporated into the actual wedding. And I just thought, I'd love to do that. I really
I always
would
think
love
it's
to
so
do that.
personal, doesn't it?
It's very
there's
much
such
so.
such a personal experience there.
Yeah, very much
And
so.
I think until you see that as well, you know, I think even like you talk to people who maybe haven't seen a celebrant-led ceremony, and you talk to them, oh God, I don't know about that, because we're all very traditional. Do you know, by the north or south of Ireland, it's all very traditional, and we're sort of used to our churches and stuff like that, and we go in. Whereas with celebrants, can happen anywhere, but you have that real personal touch.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of things. My first wedding, there were a lot of international guests there.
Right.
So it was a wonderful way of incorporating everybody as well. You know, just because it's so personal, we could bring other elements into the whole thing. Even things like hand fasting. You know, nobody from internationally heard of tying the knot.
Yeah.
For example. So it brought a lot of Celtic culture, I suppose, into it as well.
Yeah.
Which was lovely. It was great. Now it was good. It was good fun.
So tell us before. So how long have you been a celebrant, or what were you doing before that?
Well,
I suppose.
I still do a bit of it because this is my passion. I'm actually, my big speciality and my love is end of life care.
Right. Yeah.
So, but that is part of what I bring into celebrancy as well.
Yeah.
So clinically, my background is I'm a nurse and a social care manager.
Right.
Very good.
Aye.
Yeah, so I've worked in a lot of different fields that I now use the experience for my celebrancy work.
It's not amazing to sort of bring that over.
That's
and
absolutely
and
what
to
it's all about.
Take the experience
So
as well
different.
from that.
You don't hear that.
Yeah, my
No,
governing
so it's
body is called Entheos,
Right.
Okay.
and we are a social enterprise.
Right.
So we give back to the community, and that is what drew me to it in the first place. So part of what we do very much brings in my background as well. We have a commitment. We have somebody basically on call 24/7, 365 days a year. And if there is an urgent hospice wedding or an urgent hospital wedding for somebody who's very end of life, we have somebody available who will do that wedding. And it's part of, there's no charge or anything for it. It's part of our giving back to the community.
Yeah.
And that's very, very important to me with my background.
Yeah.
That
And
must
that's
be
what
very,
drew me into it.
It must be very hard, that too. Do you know, that sort of,
It's-
not hard maybe, but do you know, that sort of experience there of, seeing somebody in that and go through all that as well,
Well, that's where actually a lot of us would have kind of like clinical even backgrounds and things like that. But from my perspective, I am an end-of-life doula as well. So I will actually go to people's houses and create ceremonies with them while they're still with us. This is for funerals now, not weddings so much. But the same thing with like a hospice wedding or a hospital end-of-life wedding. I carry a lot of my experience into that environment. Because you have to be able to empathize. But at the same time, a wedding should be joyous because it's a wedding.
Yeah.
So it's getting that balance, and it leads, huge amount of, too many years and I care to remember, experience of working with people like
Yeah.
that. But Entheos, what we're very much about is inclusivity, very important. But that's inclusivity in every way. So hospice at home wedding, that's making sure that people at the end of life are still included in they have the option still to get married if they want to.
Yeah.
So it's not just things like, sort of same-sex marriages and blah, whatever other things. We're also about including faith elements if you want it and non-faith elements, because that's inclusive. And we're about including able-bodied, less able-bodied. So I actually have some very particular things that again I include in weddings, in our preparation for the weddings. So what we do, as well as having worked in hospice and end-of-life care, I also am a qualified dementia mapper,
Right.
which I use for the weddings. There's not an awful lot of us about, but that has trained me to be able to get inside the head of somebody with dementia.
Yeah.
I've also managed centres for people with very neurodiverse needs, and I actually bring that into my wedding preparation as well. And how we do it, Amy and I actually here in Belle Isle have linked up. So what I do is bring my clinical experience into my preparation.
Yeah.
So say, for example, and I have this arrangement in various venues actually. Say, for example, a wedding is hosting the whole wedding and whatever. But I'll always say to the venues, normally venues will say, have you anybody who's gluten-free diet and all of these kind of things.
Yeah.
I am on a mission to encourage the venues to say, have you anybody maybe come in who's a guest who's neurodiverse, or maybe a grandmum or whoever has dementia, because
That's brilliant, sort of, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's very
I haven't heard that before, but
No.
isn't that brilliant?
Just as you
massively
say,
important.
it's inclusive.
Exactly.
It's
That's
adding them in,
inclusivity in
which
real
is
life.
lovely.
That's exactly what it is. And what we do, there are certain things that I would look out for. So say if I will be asking my couple, do you have anybody who is neurodiverse that maybe we need to give a wee bit of attention to? Or do you have anybody with dementia? Because quite often you might have maybe a grandparent who's coming just maybe for the ceremony or the ceremony and the meal, but wouldn't be well enough to stay all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
But what we do in those cases are, I look out for certain things in venues as well. There's things like different aspects of floor surfaces and loads of different things. But I will have linked in with the venue beforehand. So say Amy and I would be very clued in, and there are certain kind of floor surfaces and things like that that people with dementia can be very scared of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And patterns can throw them out and whatever. So we have arranged.
I suppose even steps and stuff as well.
Yeah,
all
that's
Yeah,
that
well,
what I
sort
was
that's
of-
from the
say.
physical. You see, that's where physical comes in, and that's equally very important.
Especially outside ceremonies too.
Yeah,
You know,
but
all
no,
dependent.
inside even more inside, because
Yeah.
people with dementia, if you see certain circles on the floor, on carpet or something like that, if you have most of the types of dementia, in fact all of them, your perception isn't that that's a carpet with floors in it. That could be that's something that I'm expected to walk over that has holes in the ground,
Yeah, yeah,
because they see the circles
yeah.
visually as being
The
holes.
shape and then
Yeah.
connecting it with something.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
So I will have worked with the venue and the wedding coordinator, and we will actually have arranged a wee alternative route.
Oh, very
Brilliant.
good.
Yeah.
Very
So, and if Nan comes in with, and she suddenly sees something that sort of throws her off a bit,
good.
we will actually have already. that won't happen because we'll have arranged the alternative route and we can bring her into the ceremony room.
To give as much yearly comfort as well as possible.
Absolutely.
You know, that the person,
Absolutely.
there's no stray, no, or to take away any elements that
Exactly.
could, you know.
That's the pre-planning. And that's pre-planned. I very much will be doing that with my couples. And the venues are starting to ask about this. So then we link in. So it becomes a little triangle of us all working together.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a couple of venues and we've arranged that if somebody has dementia or whatever, they have an alternative route through the kitchen to bring them into the room. You know,
Communication's key, isn't it?
Massively,
Yeah.
massively. And say we had, example, say that the little flower girls maybe were neurodiverse or something like that. I will have arranged as well with the venue to make sure that the microphone when I'm actually carrying out the service is away from that little one, so the boom doesn't distress them. And I'm making a point every wedding, that if there are loads of kids and things about, I just welcome everybody on board. And if I know that there are kids who maybe are unsettled quite quickly or whatever, I'll just sit before and just, you know what, come on up here and sit beside me and we'll do this together and whatever.
That's nice too.
Yeah, that's being
Lovely.
included. You know, that's the attention to detail.
Yeah.
That's massively important to
I think
me.
you've got your box of what you would normally do, and then you're thinking outside of the box about
Hopefully,
other things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because of my years of clinical experience.
Yeah.
So what I truly, truly, genuinely want to bring is all of those life experiences to the wedding. And it doesn't alter the fact you can have the best of crack at the wedding, but just little details. And in fact, what couples have said to me, because they know that's been taken care of, they can chill out and really have the best of crack during the wedding, you know, because they know that, and if something happens during the ceremony, it happens, you know, and we deal with it. And they know that there's somebody there who won't get in the slightest bit flustered, and if somebody gets a bit, you know, that it's too much for them or whatever, that's grand. We just, you know, deal with it and making sure everybody's comfortable.
You must have the confidence now whenever you're going to do, like whenever you're becoming a celebrant, that thing of standing up in front of people, and I suppose standing up in front of a room and speaking. But you do need a certain confidence that
100%.
you're able to do that. How did you find that? I suppose.
Not a bother.
I wasn't a bother.
Generally speaking, well, again, over the years, I would have kind of represented my work in new developments and things, so I've had to speak to people in public.
That bit of a background. And I suppose that was really important too.
Well, within actually part of our training in Entheos, I mean, we're trained in voice production.
Right.
And protecting your voice, and we're trained in all of those aspects, which is actually wonderful. So that was very useful, and particularly for outdoor, you know, ceremonies and stuff like that. The ability to project your voice.
Well, it's at times you're not going to have a PA system outside.
Exactly.
And stuff, and
Exactly.
Really gotta...
But again, there's ways around that.
Yeah.
I mean, Amy and I, again, we're just talking this morning for outside venues. So what I would be doing if it's an outside venue, say if it was a windy-ish day, that it is harder to hear your voice. And if the couple obviously want this, instead of having rows of people, which means you could be 10 rows deep, say, for example, if we do like semicircles or something like that, and that means everybody's much closer and everybody hears and it's much more intimate, so that everybody can get involved in the ceremony as well.
Nearly that sort of amphitheatre sort of.
Exactly what it is, again, that's just attention to detail and thinking first. Because for me, I just think of every what if. And have it dealt with beforehand.
But that can also create a lovely visual that as well, you know. If, you know,
absolutely beautiful.
Because everybody feels a bit close. I suppose everybody feels a bit closer to the couple. Don't they?
It was actually my son that alerted me to that, because that's what they did. So going back to before I was a celebrant, I'd been aware of the importance, and again, that's back to attention to detail. You can't say you're a bespoke celebrant unless you are. a bespoke celebrant.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's a lot of where my background is.
Very good. And when did you actually get into actual wedding then? Was it
Only last year,
Right, okay.
I would have a lot of experience in funerals.
Yeah.
okay?
I think that's something people forget as well. But celebrants, like celebrants, are doing so many different types of events as well. It's not just weddings. and such,
Exactly.
too.
I do a lot of funerals, and as I said earlier on, I'm an end-of-life doula. But again, that needs certain qualifications to go into people's houses to talk to them
Okay.
about things.
So tell us about coverage. Where do you cover? Is it the north, is it south, or what's the?
I am actually qualified to marry people legally in the north and in the south.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant,
which is great. And we actually have a lot of couples who travel from one area to another.
Yeah.
So from the legal perspective, it's very useful because I can guide them through. Okay, if you live in Belfast but want to get married in Dublin,
Yeah.
you know, it just
Yeah.
all of the different legals for that. So it's a really useful thing to know those backgrounds.
I think that's a big thing as well with couples, being able to sort of chat them through the legal part of it, because there can be a lot to it. And I think couples sort of think, maybe a celebrant doesn't know it because I don't know enough about the all the legal stuff. But they
process.
can ask you, you can help.
Absolutely.
You can go through all that with them
Oh,
as
absolutely. And again, that's part of our initial interview. Or chat, it's not an interview. I'm very much, again, about person-centered care. And that to me is the way I would sort of look at it. I will not do more than one wedding in a week.
Right,
Because
yeah.
I want that week for the couple that they can come back and forth and ask me any questions, and I want to be available to them, and I think that's really important. But even things like our first meeting, I'm big on face-to-face meetings because I think that's how you get, the couple will get the feel of me and I get the feel of them much better when we meet personally. And it's a bit of crack as well.
As long as there's a coffee or something there, then we're
Oh, it
good.
has to be coffee, always coffee. Scones. Can throw a
Yes.
few scones in. Have the scones there as well. But yeah, and it should be. I mean, it shouldn't. It's not.
I
It's not a
think
meeting.
the meet's an important thing too, but to really find that you're the right person for the
Yeah.
couple as well, isn't that right?
Completely and utterly, and you know, every couple wants something different.
Yeah.
You know, some want. I mean, I'm happy to do almost everything. Although it does say on my website, please don't ask me to skydive into the wedding venue because I'm petrified of heights. But generally, I'm not bad. I can do anything
Yeah.
else. You know, so I mean, it's all about personal. And some couples want a much more emotional type of ceremony. Some want a fun type of ceremony. Some want a bit of both. Some people want to remember people who've passed on. So it's that linking together of everything.
Yeah.
And you can't do that unless you really get to know
Yeah.
the couples.
Once you meet face to face, you get the feel of someone, how they're
that's
going
right,
to take your
definitely.
banter, if you want to say that there's a bit of banter there, or if it's a more serious
Yeah.
kind
Well,
of thing
one of
too.
the things I always actually want to find out from my couple, and it is on my, I would send it like a wee guideline beforehand we meet so they can jot down wee bits and pieces and, you know, we can talk about them. But one of my first sort of questions from me to them is, what tone do you want for your wedding?
Yeah.
You know, because everybody has a completely different vibe.
Yeah.
And that's really important too, as well, to find out the couple. And we chat about this all, you would see this a lot even on the Facebook group and stuff, where, you know, you can follow trends and stuff, but is that actually you?
Yeah, I
Do you
know.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you know,
Yep.
Exactly.
and that could be, you know, don't try to do something because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
Do your own tone, do what suits you.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then that's what makes it more bespoke for them too.
Exactly,
It's
and
about
funny,
what's more in.
we were chatting earlier on too about things like, you know, the tying of the knot,
Yep.
which is absolutely fine. But there are so many other elements, and actually, of a couple I've been chatting to this week, they were looking at different elements because tying the knot is now very popular. So they wanted something a bit quirkier and a bit different. So we've come up with a few ideas for their wedding that totally suits them, completely their idea, totally unique because it came out of our heads.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll incorporate that into it as well. And
Brilliant.
that is care and attention. And I make a point as well of, depends what suits a couple, but in, say, a month or so, not too close to the wedding date because they're getting everything organised, meet up with them again, just do a wee rain check, chat with them how everything is, calm the nerves if there's a bit of nerves down, because that again is a very important role for a celebrant.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you want people to enjoy they're actually getting married
Yes.
Yeah.
part of the day, because there's so much other things going on. Just to take a bit of space, center yourself in your ceremony room, and just for the couple, it's special.
Yeah.
And it should be special.
Yeah. And you're there to take away all that sort
Exactly.
of thing and let the couple enjoy the moment as such.
Exactly. And you know, you don't want them to you want them to remember the special moments, and particularly say if one partner or both partners have written their own vows. Because at the end of the day, if it's a legal ceremony, there are only the few things that must be included for a legal ceremony, you know, the questions and then they sign the register to make it legal. But after that, it should be up to the couple.
Yeah.
You know, and like creating your own vows, if you feel comfortable doing that,
Yeah.
is a great way of doing that. But then the reverse of that one is some people are very nervous about speaking in public, and that's where I came in as well.
Yeah.
Because they need to have the confidence that I'll guide them through,
Aye.
you know, what, and, you know, don't be panicking if you forgot to say something. We'll say it in the next line down, you know, we just, you know, and that gives
You
them...
get through it as such.
Exactly. So there's, I mean, I have learnt that there's an awful lot more to being a celebrant than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our training is very intense. And as I say, we did a lot of things like psychology and all of those elements in it as well.
Yeah.
Which is only right because every couple is different.
That's right, aye.
And every couple is bringing their own life story with them. And that's why I'm all about being very person-centred.
And how can people find you, or what's the easiest way to contact you?
Well, there's a few ways. I'm on Instagram. Obviously, you can email me. Then there's the website as well. And it's very simple because everything starts with Trisha's Bespoke Ceremonies.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all the same.
All the same.
Perfect. Yeah.
So the website's trishasbespokeceremonies.com. The email is trishasbespokeceremonies@gmail.com. The Instagram is it's very Trisha's Bespoke Ceremonies. But that's nice. It's
all
good.
about you.
Yeah.
It's all about the bespoke ceremonies bit.
Yeah. How have you found Wedding Help as a platform? Have you found it good?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Because I was new to that, and coming from my caring background, if you like, it's a very different thing because you don't advertise.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all new to me. Oh, the support. Chris has just been so good. He has introduced me to so many things. He has the patience of a saint putting up with me because social media is not my forte. It's very different.
It's great to have that community, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know,
Massively.
offenders
Massively.
that you
Support
can
and
sort of fall
background.
back on as well.
Well,
too.
actually, you know, and part of the Wedding Help community are now helping me with my, are supporting me with my kind of mission for end of life ceremonies.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Because I've actually, and it was through Chris, and I met a couple of different people from different professions, and they had overheard me at a wedding fair chatting about hospice weddings and stuff. And one wonderful lady came over and said, "I'll do a wee cake for you if you're doing a hospice wedding."
Yeah.
And another beautiful photographer came over, and I overheard you, and I'll do some photographs for you.
Isn't that lovely?
It is fabulous. And so now we have like a little group.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was literally through the Wedding Help. I mean, I wouldn't have known them or met them. So yeah, I cannot recommend
Brilliant.
highly enough.
That's lovely. So it is.
Yeah, no, genuine, sincerely. to guide me through that end of things is just phenomenal.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Tell us as well, I suppose couples that are maybe a bit worried about, even grandparents stuff, they think about faith and the prayers and stuff. Is that something that's possible, or what's...
That is 100% possible. Again, going back to our ethos of inclusivity, you have to be open to including everybody.
Yeah.
And that's really important. So we at Entheos actually, you are very committed. You can have a completely non-faith ceremony, and that's 100% fine. But if you have, say, like grandparents or maybe somebody who had a special prayer at their wedding years ago or whatever, there is no problem whatsoever. I will very much include that in the ceremony. Or if there's a particular hymn that they actually want, there's no reason why you can't have a hymn and have Van Morrison during the same ceremony. Why not?
I think that's very important too, especially for older people, because I think they worry about a celebrant-led wedding where, they're thinking, oh, well, are we still able to get that bit of faith there and that
Exactly.
Exactly. Get that on as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, 110%. And it actually has reassured the family as well as the couple. Maybe the couple don't particularly want anything, but it brings the whole family together as well, and it unites them very much on the day.
Yeah.
So that has been really inclusive.
So thanks so much. I think we've got loads of great information. Thank
It's
you
been
so
an
much for
absolute
joining us.
pleasure and a
Thank
joy. And I also actually, when I think about it, just to say, if any of the wedding venues are looking about, I say to all my wedding venues that I visit, even if I'm not doing the ceremony at the wedding venue, it doesn't matter. If you find that you have guests who maybe have sort of needs that are particularly special, lift the phone and ring me. I don't have to be doing the ceremony at all. And if I can give them any advice, I am very happy to do that.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Good.